Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Brando, how are you? Hello. If you are brand new to our channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and double tap, double tap, double tap that screen. Help us to like this live and also subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified each and every time we go live. I am good. I am twisting my hair. So I did untwist my hair today, and I did wear it out, and as you can see, it puffed out into a puff ball, even though it wasn't really humid. It wasn't humid today, but it rained, and anytime we get any kind of rain, even though I wasn't out in the rain, the humidity of just walking in the rain, it turns into like a tree. So like this is a regular, let me see if I have one that didn't convert. Like this is how they usually look. And then when they puff out, they look like this. So they look kind of weird all over my head like this. So I'm going to twist them back down. And we'll try it again tomorrow. Humidity makes your hair expand. At least it does for me. So if I wanted it to puff out really good, then I would use the humidity to poof. But instead of it puffing out and necessarily keeping the shape of it, it just kind of turns into like a puff ball. It's like you can't really make sense of what it used to be. You just know that it's, yeah. I like the accordion look. You know, it kind of looks like an accordion. Like this. Not like that. You can't really, you know, not like that. Hello, Moses. How is everybody doing this evening? Thank you, Garth. How are you? This is one of my new favorite nail colors, by the way. I haven't seen, what's his name? He used to love my nails. Oh my gosh, what is his? He used to love my hands. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name right now. Is it Art? I think it's Art. Or is it Eric? I don't know. Art or Eric. Somebody used to love my hands. She'd be like, hello? I think it was Eric. Oh, wow. So if you were scratching your hair, was that because they were growing, or was that because you may have had, what I was going to say? Sometimes certain food can cause you to, have a lot of irritation in your scalp. You know? Like, I was reading that eczema is too much. Is it yeast in the body? It's two things, but it does have something to do with parasites too. I was like, everything is fascinating. Everything goes back to parasites. Adam, your ears didn't pop already? Okay, good. They did or they didn't? You said, oh my. You told my accordion. I don't even know, Garth. Listen, I can't even tell you who I got it from. I just think that's just Geminis in general. I think we're pretty awesome. We're pretty awesome. I feel like that's too much. Let me see here. How much is that? Yeah. Let's do that. Were you oiling your scalp at all, Brando? And if it was itching, maybe that means it's growing. I don't know. I'm trying to think what were you putting on it. They did. Okay, good, Adam. Or is that Addie, right? Addie? Hey, Moses. The holiday's going well. Thank you for asking. If you are brand new to our channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Aysia Smiles. We go live each and every evening around 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. The current time is 11:17 p.m. We would like for you to double tap that screen. Help us to like this live and also subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified each and every time we go live. There's always one in the bunch that just wants to go rogue. Because why are you doing that? Why are you doing all that? Okay. Hey. Hey, Dewan. And my twists have not been... I mean, they twisted, but they didn't twist. But it's also probably because I have not put any product on my hair. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. The only thing I did put on it was when I shampooed it. And I'm trying to think, I did shampoo. And I did condition, I think. And that's it. But I don't even do a lot of shampoo. Because I feel like that strips your hair. I'd rather just do what we call co-washing, which is just conditioner. And I only really do shampoos if I feel like my hair is really, really dirty. Oh, it's okay, Brando. Do you feel better now that you cut him? Hey, Robert. He's not just referring to your hair. Oh, I've heard. Oh, I enjoy having fun. Life is so serious. Now, granted, I am more of a serious person. I feel like I would say, maybe in my brain, I feel like I'm serious because the things that we talk about are very serious to me. But I say it funny. Trying to do this fast because I gotta give y'all a poll question. Oh my gosh, what's the poll question? I got one. Would y'all be opposed if we did not read tonight? Just because it's 11:20 and I need to go set up the computer. And I want to twist my hair down. But we will finish the book. What I want to do is I want to finish the book, but we're at page, 50, 49? We're technically like halfway through the book, I think, because maybe almost halfway. Because it's 2 pages on one. My copy says 133 pages, which is usually like 266. Because everybody else who I'm talking to has got 200 pages. So I think we're about halfway through. Addie's boyfriend is there. Okay, gotcha, Addie. Hey, Hey, Beneficent. How are you? The book we've been reading for a while now, Brando, Outwitting the Devil. It's getting really good. It's very intentional. The book is extremely intentional, and it will trigger some people. It will definitely push some buttons. But it's a good book. It's a really good book. Some people don't want to hear all that. I know, so of course, I know every time I read, I look up and everybody be pew, pew, pew. Gone. I'm like, ooh. Why do they keep doing that? Let's see here. Let's put these two together. Should put some water or something on it so it'll stay a little bit better. I tried reading it. Oh my gosh, you are amazing, beneficent to try and read Apple's terms and conditions. What did you read? Did you get to the good part? Because I know it's like 42 pages. Oh, no. Outwitting. O-U-T, outwitting. W-I-T-T-I-N-G, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And it's his interview with the devil. And he asks the devil specific questions, and the devil gives him an answer. And I can't remember if it was his wife or him that passed away, and then once they passed away, then they actually put it out, but they were nervous to put it out because of what's in it. That it wasn't until after one of them had passed away that they actually put it out. And actually, the lady who did it is Sharon Lecter. If you notice, the book we were reading before online, the free PDF version, where it had all that commentary, that's the one who actually posted it out there. So I need to trim it. Devil's in the details. Ayy. Uh-huh. You got it. Alright. So, moral of the story is don't be a drifter. Make your own sound decisions. A person who can make a decision is much better off than one who can't. Okay? A person who can make a decision is much better off than the one who can't. And then I am also late today because I have my sales call. Well, you know, Mondays are usually late for us anyway. Because Mondays is my busiest day. How is everybody today? Did y'all have a good Monday? Did it get cold for y'all? It rained today here. That's why my hair poofed out. I want a hair trim, wash, condition, steam treatment, curl. I want it so bad. Somebody else to do it. You know, I forgot to call her back today. Oh my goodness. Okay. Can y'all hear me? I don't see anybody writing in the chat, so I'm just asking. Or if y'all just mesmerized by me twisting up my hair. Which one is it? I'm gonna give y'all this poll question in a second. Let's see here. Ooh, I just found I could do something different. Ooh, look at that. Interesting. That's not what I meant to write. Poll question is up. Okay, let's see here. A little bit of both. Okay. I think that's a maybe a male characteristic. Only because y'all don't necessarily do your hair like we do our hair. So you'll watch and observe. But also I'm pretty quick with it, I think. Okay. My Monday was good, but I'm supposed to go to my brother's house. But no, I don't want to go. I want to stay home with my dad. Oh, you don't want to go to your brother's house? Brothers are stinky. I feel like with this new job, I have a lot of brothers, and I'm like, listen, like I went and got everybody pizza, and I'm like, wash your hands. Wait, don't try to grab. Yeah, wash your hands, sir. He was like, you're kind of like mom. I'm not a mom, but you should wash your hands. Your hands are dirty. I can see the dirt in your fingernails. Wash your hands. Don't play with me. I'm also very bossy, and I like it that way. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Vanessa said YouTube viewer account is janky. Yeah, I want to say ever since November, it has been very spotty. Like I used to have, I was telling somebody else, I think I was telling my mom, I was like, I used to have, and Robert remembers this, I don't know if Robert, I used to have like 80 to, I would get like 80 people a night that would join the Zooms. I mean, not the Zoom, that would subscribe. Like consistently. Like I went through, within like 3 weeks, I had gained like 1,000 subscribers, and it was like very consistent. And then all of a sudden, it just like came to a screeching halt. And so we're just seeing what's going on. All right, let's see here. Bad for the deer in my yard too. Go. They're probably used to it though. Beneficent. They're outdoor animals with antlers. But they're so pretty. So pretty. When I used to stay with my I stayed a couple weeks with my godmother. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And I would see so many in her neighborhood. Like anywhere from like the most I seen at one time was like 5. I was like, oh my god, there are 5 deers. And the one with the antlers, but they were so like he had like it was like little like this. And I remember one of the guys' neighborhood, because it was like an elderly community, like what do you call it, like retirement type community. And I showed the guy the video. I was like, yeah, I saw the deer, and he was like, oh, you saw a buck. He was like, they're very rare. He was like, that's a blessing if you ever see a buck, because you never really see them. I was like, oh, I saw a buck. So most of them were all girls, but the ones with the little antlers was a boy. So I was like, oh, that's so cute. I was like, So, did you have a snack tonight, Mama?
Huh?
Did you want to try the snack?
What?
You want to try the snack?
What?
This one. I haven't tried it yet, by the way. So the snack this evening is
That one right there.
Huh? Okay. You got one of these though. You ate it, all right? She said she's looking at this one right here.
No, let me try.
You want to try this? Okay. It's Grooves. It's a sharp white cheddar kind.
Other one you got there was a rat.
I love the ranch. I told him up yesterday. They smell like. That's what they look like.
It's snack time for everybody.
Hmm?
It's snack time for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Mom says hello.
What's a good question the other day?
How many books did you read this year?
2.
Two. Mom said 2.
Sonny Hostin.
Hmm?
Sonny Hostin's book.
Percent said 1. 38% said 2 to 5. 0. 5 to 10. 0. 11. And that also includes audiobooks, okay? Just so you know, these are okay. I like my other ones better. In my brain, they taste a little bit drier. You know what I mean? Like, they're giving me like a Cheez-It. You know what I mean? Like you've had the white Cheez-Its. That's what this tastes like to me now. It's a little bit crunchier, but not like a lot of flavor. Oh, you saw my planner video? Yeah. I left it at the office because I'm still working in the other one. I didn't have time to do all the switchover. I want to make another video about my process for my agenda book and what I do in my book. Like I would take like a night or two, and I'm gonna go all the way through it. I round out the 12-week year. If you're familiar with the 12-week year, it's a book where every 90 days is your year. Instead of waiting a full year to do something, I do like every quarter technically is 1 year within the 12-week year. And so instead of waiting to finish a goal in 1 year, you would essentially make that 1 year actually just 90 days. Because whatever you can finish in a year, you could really finish in within 90 days. So I go through and write all that through. I did the first quarter, I guess. The first week year, 12-week year in it. But I need to finish the rest of them. And then I like to go through and put in the things that I would like to do for next year, right? So one is like a trip to Greece or Thailand, Vietnam, wherever I'm thinking of wanting to go. I will go ahead and put that in there. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's fine. But I still put that in there, like where I would like to go. And so I plan out accordingly. And then any other like conventions or conferences that I would like to go to, I want to go ahead and put them out there as well. I would like to take Mom on a trip in 2026. And then me and Wiley definitely are so overdue for a trip. I feel like she's going to fight me on this, and I'm going to tell you. Listen, don't play with me. We have not been on a girls' trip in ages. I love my godchildren, and they will be okay when we get back. Hey, Sean. Never sent you a job. Yeah, I started a new job about a month ago. I realized that there was, well, it kind of fell in my lap, which I liked about it. And then it's not hard to do. However, it's not necessarily, it requires me to be there. more than I initially wanted to be there. So, I'm going to do it for a limited time, which I've already expressed to them. Ow. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's saying 2 people on my end. No way, that's accurate. Oh, hey, Beneficent, yeah. It's always saying interesting numbers. Okay, let me see here. Barbara said, yep. Okay, I think little boys should be taught to brush their hair every night like young girls are taught. Yeah. My hair carries the spray bottle and a comb. Nothing wrong with that. You got a hair care routine. Sometimes most people don't realize that the least amount that you do to your hair, but as long as you do it consistently, will grant you the most results, right? Because you're not doing all of these different things. It's just a simple routine that you stick to, and so your body and your hair will thank you for it. That's all. I stopped putting a lot of product in my hair when I used to be on a podcast. We talked about hair, and when I interviewed the lady about sister locks, and I said to her, I was like, so like, what kind of products you use? And she was like, products? We don't use products. I was like, what? She was like, yes, for sister locks, we don't use products. She was like, I have this shampoo that is very potent, so it's a shampoo that they have to dilute. And she was like, it probably will last me a year. I'm like, what? She was like, yeah. She's like, all that product and stuff, that's how you get the dandruff and stuff in your hair. She's like, I stopped doing all of that. And I stopped having those problems. I was like, you're kidding. So I was like, throw them all away. I didn't throw them all away, but I did definitely stop using products. And so a lot of times you see my hair, there is nothing in it. The only thing I would like to put maybe in it occasionally is maybe like some shea butter or something like that. But right now you see it, and I feel like it could use some oil because it looks a little dry. Especially from this angle. Sheesh. Looking rough. But we're going to bed. Didn't know cashews. No, we have cashews. We saw Mom eyeing them earlier, right? Have you seen they're selling crickets? Beneficent. People have been eating insects for years. I'm just not one of those people. But they do it. Read like finish. Yes, read like you have started the book and you have finished the book. I'm trying to think how many. I'm probably closer to the So we read 3 books on here, right? I have to remember, like, after you think about how long we've been on this channel, I read to you all. We're reading Outwitting the Devil, right? Before that, we read The Science of Getting Rich. Before that, we read Florence Scovel Shinn, The Game of Life and How to Play It. So that's 3 books right there. So if you've been on this channel for at least since October, you have read 3 books. Because we read 3 books on this channel. We're technically going through our 3rd book. So you should at least be at the 2nd mark. Because we read on the channel. But outside of that, I probably read... Good question. Maybe like 8. I used to read a lot more. But I've slowed down because... Or did I read more than that? I probably read more than that. Because I used to be in a book club. And we started the book club in August. That was 4 books right there. Maybe like 8. Oh yes, Gar said 2 plus 2. You read us. I start my planner on Wednesday day. Okay, I love that. Yeah. So there are a lot of books that I would love to read, y'all, that still are under copyright. And so because our channel is growing, we have to be mindful of how much we read per night and stuff with copyright and all that stuff. So, but the 12-week year, if you are wanting to really work on your time management and be able to kind of chunk things down, that's a good way to do it. One thing I will say, I've been doing the 12-week year. I think I told y'all. So this week is what week is this? Week 4, I think. I think this week for me is week 4, year 14. So can anybody tell me how long we've been doing this for? If you can, every 12 weeks. Technically, the book gives you 12 weeks, and then that 13th week is for you to tie up loose ends, and then it starts again. So that's how each one works. So with the way that it's run, you should have 4 years in 1 year. And by doing that, you don't spend a lot of time wasted, because a lot of people will say, oh, well, I'll get to it sometime this year. And then the year flies by. And then you'll look up and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't do the thing that I said I was going to do. And the 12-week year kind of, because it's only 90 days technically, it doesn't give you the time to downtime like that. Like you can still get a lot more done in those 90 days than you would have done in a year, because you're more focused on it, because the time frame is shorter. And most of us only can do something in short intervals, right? Which is why when you ever take a class or a course or something, the ones that do the best are the ones that are short term. That's why I give you, like, if I do a theme or something, she's like 30 days. I don't usually do any more than that, because you want to keep people's attention for a short amount of time. People start to drift and do other things. They have lives, and then they also, will commit for a little bit of time, but not necessarily forever. And I think about, that's true even with our channel. I think about how many people have come and gone on our channel. If I think about the full year, January 12th will be a full year that I've been on live stream every night. And the way that our rotation goes, it's almost as if every 90 days we get a new set of people that come in. The original set that we started with, the original set that were here when Robert began, they're not here anymore. Not that they're not. They may come and go. I see them. You see Misfit every now and again. Because even Wiley wasn't on the first, and wasn't in the first one. She was more so in the third quarter. But the first quarter and the second quarter, we had a different group of people. So every quarter I notice, I see new faces. Greece looks amazing. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Sean. I'm way overdue. Also, can't wait. Like nature. You have nice braids. Thank you, Addie. Internet Archive has a lot. Yes, so beneficent, yes. A lot of our books, I start there first and I look and see if they're in there, and then we go from there. I went to pull a book one time. They said they couldn't download it. I was like, what you mean you can't download it? It's Internet Archive. Almost as if it was already taken. It's like, it's the internet. Stop playing with me. You know that's not. You know you can rent that out. Like 5 days a week or 7 days a week. What you mean, Addie? Like 5 day week or? Oh, The 12-week year is it's meant to be the full 7 days. Great question though. Hey, Scrap. Classes feel like slower than lashes. Exactly. So I'm glad you said that. Never said about the classes being slow. As a person who's in marketing and stuff, I had to learn that kind of like the hard way, because when you charge a certain amount of money for things, you think in your mind that it has to be a lot of money and all that stuff, and it's like, well, if I charge them this amount, like if I charge somebody like $1,000 for a course or something, I gotta make it like 6 months long so they can get their money's worth. And I have to, make sure I open up weekly hours. And then I need to make sure I'm on call for support. And then I need to make sure I'm doing this and this and this. And it's almost completely the opposite. The higher you charge and the more you charge, the less time people have. Right? Because you think about, if you were paying, let's say for instance, you were paying for a class that was like $5,000 or $5,000, you had to have made how much to be able to even take and get that class. And then from that, you either had the money on hand or you put it on your credit card or whatever. And then so that's at some point you will need to pay that back, or you are already had enough to be able to do that, right? So that means you work. You have things to do. And so you don't have 6 months of time to just be on a course. You need a course that gives you maybe 90 days, maybe 6 weeks, maybe at the most 8 weeks, because you have things to do. You do not have the time to just be on a course all that time. So no. Mm-mm. So once you shift your mindset like that, then things start to move very quickly. And so that's why you can do a 12-week year, because you already know your time frame. You already know what you have going on, what you're about to do. So you don't need to, you know what I mean? Like as we create our planners and agendas for next year, like think about time frame. That's why I tell you, I was like, hey, I can commit to 1 full year, right? I said that to y'all. I've said that to you many times. I can commit 1 full year. I don't know what this next one is. If it becomes beneficial and it becomes productive to where we are actively making a good income in it, then I'll stay with it. But it has to be beneficial, right? Because the money is, we know where we're trying to go trajectory wise. And so this time could be used, you know, maybe in another class, another course to get me to the next level, because I am always building. And as we read the book, we've talked about drifters. Drifters are people who say they're going to do something and never do it, right? So in order to do the thing, you got to do the thing. You got to keep putting pen to paper. You got to keep staying focused. You got to make sure you're reading the books and doing that 1%. Now, if you're trying to do everything all at once, you will lose. You will fall. You will fail. It is not sustainable long term. But if you do little mini goals over time, you can compound really, really quickly. Okay. So the goal is not for you to just try to hit the pavement running and do all the things. Right now, we're in winter. Even though it's about to be January 1st, we are still in the dead of winter. It is still about to be cold. It is still about to be the shortest days of the year. For you to want to do a lot of things is not necessarily realistic. So find something that you can improve on that you're already doing, so that way you're more apt to stick with it. Okay. Like let's say if you were saying like, hey, I want to lose weight in the new year. Let's not try and push it to 8-10 pounds a month. Let's just do one. Or let's just work on being staying the weight we are, right? Not gaining any weight, right? If we lose a pound, great, but let's just maintain, okay? Can we figure out a way to do a total of 50 crunches throughout the day? That could be 5 once an hour, right? Or something. That doesn't sound crazy, right? That sounds doable. You could do that, right? Find something simple that you could do. Set your alarm clock, okay? Like every, you know, every hour I do 10 crunches or 10 squats for, for 6 hours. That's 60 squats, you know? Something simple. Okay, I've read parts of books, but completed the book James, written by a black author. Influence right based on the slave trade. Huckleberry Finn. Oh, nice, scrap iron. Intermittent fasting. Yes, beneficent. I do that often. Hey, Abdul. Hey, Sean. My dad wants me to do graphics, but I keep telling him about it. I think it's possible to do both, but you can do the graphics with AI. This depends on what you're looking to achieve, right? Like, I get all the AI stuff for the platform that I'm on. I'm really pushing more of the authentic self, right? Because you see me on here, I'm twisting my hair, I'm talking, I'm very natural. There's nothing AI over here. But that goes with my brand, right? That goes with my brand. Now, if I was a off camera and like the video I showed about the planner, even that's still me talking. But if I was trying to sell something and I didn't want to be on camera, I could maybe use the voice of AI or something to do that, what I'm doing. But for me, I'm communication, so I like being able to be authentic and share my voice and share my side of things. But it just depends on what part of AI graphics. The only thing about AI and graphics is like the wording can get a little fuzzy. It doesn't do well with words, at least in my experience, what I've noticed. I didn't like it. And AI's come a long way. The stuff that I used to buy when it first came out on it was too early. It wasn't that great. But stuff has gotten a lot better now. Read parts of Hey Abdul. Hey Aiden. Cherise. Bro, the AI ads, I get it so bad. Some of them are really like, and I don't know if they notice names like, well, AI's getting better, and it is. To me, the words, when it tries to write a word, or if you make a graphic with the word, it doesn't look good. Or when it tries to mimic like a person, it's like, it reminds me like when you go to Chuck E. Cheese and then the puppets start playing. It's like, yeah, my name is Aysia Smiles. You know, like there are no microaggressions in the face, which makes it off. So you know it's AI because there are little things that we do, like when I smile. There are little micro, like the little around the corners and a little squinting of the nose. And so when you have AI, you'll look for that and you won't see any of that. And it'll be like, hi, welcome to so and so. As many of you know, I am. And it just doesn't have that. And so that's how you notice, that's how you can tell the difference. Or the eyes look very dead because they're not alive. Right? There's no like glimmer in the eye. None of that. He said, not real. I like that you're good with your hands. Oh. Okay, not real. I sometimes think YouTube ads are bad on purpose. People pick their own ads. They pay for these things, right? Some, sometimes the ad don't like, oh, that part too. Yeah, at least the I guess the halfway decent ones blink. I guess. What is your favorite book? I have so many, AZ. I have so many. Um, I've I like 1 Minute Millionaire. I like The Go Giver. The book called Emergence. The Alchemist is one of my faves. Maybe I'll read The Alchemist, y'all, but I feel like it's still under copyright. I think it's only been like 1972 is when he wrote that book. But I love The Alchemist. Oh my God, I love that book. And I'm not usually I'm more of a nonfiction type person or like a self-help type person, but I love The Alchemist. Let me see here. I think Q had mentioned to me The Greatest Salesman. I read that earlier this year. I probably will go back and reread that again. That was a good one because it was kind of like a movie, like a kind of like along the lines of The Men in Babylon or The Richest Man in Babylon. Hey, Calvin. Excuse me. We don't read books. Who don't read books? Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. I read the book every night I hear. You must be new. You can go back and watch last night. The one me and you are self-help. Yep. Hey, Calvin. How is it already January 1st? It's only the, what? You skipped the whole day? Langston Hughes. I haven't read Langston Hughes since high school. So if you read the Bible this year, I think if you were to read the backstories within the backstory, like reading who wrote that book and why they wrote that book, and then figure out what they left out. There's a lot of pieces of the Bible that are left out, which is why it seems so odd. It seems like it doesn't quite all fit together because there's a lot of stuff left out of it. Sean said my baby reads for me. Sean, you gotta read for yourself. I like a man who can read for himself, who can do his own research. Like, don't always necessarily take my word for things, but also do your own research and be passionate about things that you want to be passionate about as well. I like epistolary novels. Stories told in letters. Like stories told in letters. Kind of like Downton Abbey, kind of like, you mean? Like the Notebook? Maybe. That's kind of cool. I like that, Beneficent. I really like that. Right, Enoch, right. Enoch, I need to go back and finish. Thomas, I think I have another 30 minutes on. Can I not? I guess I could knock that out. I could probably knock that out tomorrow. I just have to remind myself to finish Enoch. I meant Thomas. I need to finish the book of Thomas, yeah. Knocking on heaven's door. Why is my hair doing this? I think I'm finished. Did I finish? No. And there's always one that like gets left out in the rain, in the cold, in the winter. And I take that one and I wrap it with another. The reason why it seems like there are things left out is because you don't. No, it's because there are things left out. There's a lot of books left out. Like, I showed you the video, yeah? The guy who had he had a really old Bible. And in the Bible, there were, oh my gosh. You know what? I got two phones now. Let me see. But it's on that phone. Dang it. I don't have Instagram on this phone. I will show you the video. Dang it. Maybe if I emailed it to myself. Probably good. Hey Sean. But I love it. I love that you read the Jewish Bible. How hard was it for you to read the book? Because the Jewish Bible is very interesting because we read from left to right, but they read from right to left. How was that for you? It's cold in Texas, Sean. It's dropping here too. They said New Year's is gonna be cold. Really? Josephus? I feel like I want to read that right now. He said in the bizarre version. I already love it. I already love it. Bizarre like how? Okay. I said I was going to do that. I said I was going to do that next. And then I jumped into Outwitting the Devil. I would like to read one of the left out books of the Bible anyway. But I don't want to get too, even though Outwitting the Devil is not necessarily about religion per se. When you talk about God and faith and the devil, people assume it's religious. And it's not. It's only, I thought it was bigger than that. And so, based on what you read, there wasn't stuff that was left out. Because even in, like, the reason why we call him Jewish is, Jesus is because they couldn't say Yeshua. It wasn't the conversion, you know what I mean? They didn't know how to translate it back then. So I'm curious, like, Old English is very hard. I agree with you on that. I have a book. Somebody mentioned the Internet Archive, right? I downloaded the 1700 Bible from the Internet Archive. That Shakespeare, thou art thee. Oh, Romeo was very difficult. I left it right there. But, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, that was before I knew about the lost books of the Bible. I'm curious if I were to find it now, and somebody can do that, go back and look. There is a book before King James. Everybody's like, oh, King James Bible, but there are several versions of the Bible before King James. If you find that in the Internet Archive, tell me if you see the book of Enoch in there, or any books in there that are the ones that they don't have in the King James version. AC, we call it snack and chat for a reason, because we're supposed to snack and chat. I eat a lot of meals on here, actually. I had pizza like a week ago. And then I had that. I was going in. I did go to Wawa tonight, by the way. I had a burrito. It was delicious. And then I've been eating quesadillas on repeat. So I did stop on the quesadillas for a week. And I had the burrito today. And then Wawa has this really nice like mashed potato, mac and cheese bowl. And I put all like the toppings on it. It's like a loaded mashed potato, but with mac and cheese. I do a half and half. It's delicious. So Calvin, I'm studying Christ consciousness. Have you heard of it? Hey, Desert. Like done. You mean like done with the books? If you've read the book to completion, yes. Technically, if you've been on this channel for at least the last 3 months, we've already read 2 books. So you could at least press that second thing if you've been on most of my lives in the last quarter. We've read 2 books at least. We're on our 3rd book right now. Oh, thank you, Jezra. By the way, if you want to join the subscription, you click that join button next to my name. My name is Aysia Smiles. Have I not said that tonight? Hi. We've been chit-chatting in the chat for so long. My name is Aysia Smiles. Go ahead and double tap that screen. Help us to like this live and also subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time we go live. If you could hit that and let us get to 30 likes tonight. And I have not said that at all tonight. Oh my gosh. So we need 8 more to get to 30 likes. Double tap, double tap, double tap that screen. Help us to like this live and also hit that thumbs up if you're on your computer, so you can be notified each and every time we go live. Hit that notification bell. There's a new King James. Oh yeah, I don't want to do any King James versions of any Bible. I don't want the new one or the old one. I grew up in the church. I'm very well aware of it. The air and stuff. Okay, beneficial. Desert watching from Kenya. And y'all can't tell that I really don't like these, can you tell? I think they're making me itch. I was like, when you see me, it's like, if I'm not scratching, all of a sudden I start scratching. Take note of that. That's usually like your body telling you, I don't like this. I'm gonna finish them though. I won't get them again. I'm gonna finish them. Sean made a smoothie. Nice. It's cold. I don't want nothing cold right now. It's cold. Oh, thank you, Desert. Don't want to say me either. Aramaic was the language that Jesus spoke. And James Version translation has some translation errors. Some? I heard some. I don't be wanting to read. I don't want to go too much into religion. I'm looking into Christ consciousness, and I'm still a little salty. Only because I believed that for a very long time. And then being on the other side of it, I'm like, you've been telling people this all this time. And you knew. You knew. But, so I let people do their own research now. You do your own research and you, whatever comes up for you, God reveals different things in time to different people in the way that he does. And so I just have to accept that. Everybody, that is also one reason why I am actively doing these lives, because I know that I'm supposed to be out here just giving you a different perspective, because I know the ramifications of when everybody thinks the same way, what that does. Oh, let's see. A lot of snack in that part of the chat. Hey, Rashawn. What is a mac and cheese? The mac and cheese is macaroni. Thank you, Desert. Hey, Rashawn. Hey, Scrap. Scrap said the mac is macaroni. It's the same thing I said. Fantago, hey. I mean, who's macaroni? It's just food. It's good food. Don't be hating on my favorite meal. Speak slowly. I'm a simple man from a very remote village. Do I speak fast? Probably so. I've slowed down a lot, though. Hey, Curtis. When did your current spiritual awakening happen? And was it from a place of hurt that prompted the research and reflection? Or did you meet someone who helped you shift your mindset? Great question. Mine was, I don't know if it was hurt per se. I felt weird. I started getting, I worked for a church for a very long time. And I would have like ideas and stuff. And then I felt like I wasn't necessarily quite being heard. And so I was like, okay, well, I need to go ahead and move. So I moved and I left the church. And then COVID happened. And they needed somebody to help. So then I ended up going back to the church. And then I could feel myself getting antsy. Like, even though I had moved states away, I could still feel that same, like, I don't know, just that same energy. And so I was like, okay, I need to, and I snapped at somebody. You see all cute little me, right? I snapped at somebody. And I don't mean like, but I did say something like, I was like, that was very Gemini of you. I was like, Asia, why did you do that? And so I knew, I was like, okay, now you've got to go. Because what I noticed about myself is that when I am doing something and I don't want to do it, I need to go ahead and let it go. Because otherwise it's going to bubble up in me and then I'm going to like spew out. And so I didn't want that to happen, because I still love the people. I still love the church and all that stuff. I just knew that's not my direction anymore. So I needed to do something else. And so I stepped away. And so there were some other things that had happened. And so I was like, okay, that kind of solidified that. Let me go ahead and move on. And it wasn't until I actually kind of left that situation and left that I finally actually heard God speak to me in the way I never heard him before. All that time, I was very active in the church, and it just felt like I was like, okay, if I do all the things, then God's gonna like reward me. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the Bible study. I'm gonna do all the baby dedications. I'm gonna do Wednesday service. I'm gonna do both services. We had the 8 and the 11. I'm gonna do all the choir rehearsals. I did all of the baptisms. I did all of the funerals. I lived at the church, and it was like, "You're always here." And I remember this guy at the church said, "She'll learn." I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "You'll learn." I was like, "I don't know what that means." And a lot of times that the we call it the faithful few, right? The faithful few do the most work in the church. It may be a large church, but it's usually like 10 or 15 people who really run that. And I was one of those people who could do anything and everything and just get it done. And I thought that that's what was gonna get me to the next level. That was gonna get me closer to God and stuff. And it didn't do it. I couldn't figure out what it was, and I was like, something is missing. Something is missing. I was like, well, let me just keep going to church. Let me just keep praying. Let me keep doing these things, and it's not working. And once I finally moved from the church, once I finally separated and did something else, I felt like God was like, finally, can you hear me? I was like, what's that? That's you? That's how you talk to me? And me and God have conversations. Like, I'd be like, look, this is not what we discussed. Look, I know this is close, but this is not what we discussed. And he'll come back at me and be like, okay, well, what you want to do about it? Well, this is what you said. I was like, I know that's what I said. He's like, well, what did you mean to say then? Oh, okay. Well, what I meant to say was this, because this is what I said and this is what I delivered. But that's not what you meant to say. Okay. Well, let me rephrase that. And so now that I have these conversations with God, I feel much better now. I feel much more at peace. I feel much more at ease. And the conversations I have with myself and my boundaries are so much more joyful. Because I didn't feel like this feels, even though I may go back and forth with some people, and some people may not like the way I talk, and some people may not like my energy. I can sleep good at night knowing that I chose this and this was my decision, and me and God were cool with it. So if you ain't cool with it, that's fine. If me and God were cool with it, I can live with that. So that was a long answer, but did I answer your question, Dwan? American accent is quite tricky. Oh, I'm sorry, Desert. You might need captions because I feel like I was talking a lot on that. It's all Greek. Green. Several books of that, exactly. Do you take any vitamins? Speaking of vitamins, I just bought these today. They're not really vitamins, but you know when you see me like yawning a lot. I like these. These are L-theanine for energy and stuff. It works two ways. Like these are good for people who doesn't want to take like ADHD like medication, but you need something like focus. It does two things. It does relaxation. You probably can't see it because it's backwards. But this is double strength. It does supports relaxation and focus. So I can take it at night, and then by tomorrow I could be really good and really focused tomorrow. I usually don't take them every day. I try to take them like maybe every 2 or 3 days. Just because I don't necessarily want, there's some gelatin in here and I don't know. It says gelatin, and it says contains tree nuts, but a lot of times gelatin is made with pork. So I'm very mindful of that because I definitely don't eat meat. So I don't take them all the time every day. But this says tree nuts and coconut. It doesn't say vegan. So that's why I don't take them all the time, but I do like them. And they're also on my Amazon storefront. So if you click the link in my bio for the Amazon storefront, I'm going to make this video tomorrow. I made the video about the planner today. Tomorrow I'm going to make this video. I'm watching you in the bush. Okay, Desert. Sounds nice. Hey, DHFH. 7,500 miles from Washington. Oh, wow. They had snow in Jersey. I feel like I'm very far behind. Now we're talking about snow in Jersey. Tortellini is good. Alfredo. Wait, he said, I am late. I finish around 1 to 2 books a year. I might start 15. That's what I'm saying, A-Watch. See, you start so many and not finish them because if we just start one and just finish it, maybe you only tell yourself, hey, once a quarter, every 90 days, I finish a book. It's much easier for you to finish a book within 90 days as opposed to trying to do so many at one time, you know. It's hard for most people to separate their belief in God from their denomination of their understanding versus reality. Yes to one. And then the more a lot of my mentors are spiritual. One of them I told you is he's of Asian descent. And then my other mentor, she's black and she's actually Jewish. So she studies Judaism, but she also grew up in the church. And so it's interesting to see the differences. And what I will say is a lot of the people and there are a few people on here who's come across here. One of them is Scorpion, and he is atheist. And it never occurred to me until I made this channel that people were atheists. It never occurred to me that they started with the religion and then came to the atheist conclusion. I never would have thought that. I would have thought that it was, they just, I don't know what I thought, but once he explained his reasoning, I was like, that makes so much sense. It makes so much sense to me. I was like, well, how did you get there? But they had to go through something to get to where they are. And so I just find it fascinating now. Peace I leave you with. My peace I give to you. Do not give just the world gives. Hey, Anthony. Okay, perspectives of everything will change throughout one's life as things are revealed. That's it, Garth. That's it. Right? The more that's what I tell people right now. Like the young people, when they get really strong-winded or strong-willed about something, I'm like, okay, keep living. Keep living. Because the same things you say to me now, you're going to be living very, very shortly, right? Keep living. Oh my goodness. Hey, Big J. Keep living. Yeah, I could think about family and friends right now. He's like, I'm not going to do this. Okay. Keep living. Keep living. It come right back around. Regarding faith, I used to get in these feelings of existential dread. Like everything I love will perish in front of me. I am just taking it day by day now. Yes, beneficent. And that's one of the things, right? That fear. Like, and as we're reading Outwitting the Devil, he literally says that he was like, I don't even have to do this. It's already done. Like, as long as, he says, as long as, in church, they put fear in you and you fear something, then the devil's already done his job. He don't even gotta do nothing else. He just the people in the pulpit put the fear in you already. And it's like, okay, but Jesus never wanted you to fear anything. Jesus never said that. He never said do this or this, right? It's very contradicting. It's like you have to love me because I died for you, or else you go to hell. It's like, wait a minute. I thought you said you love me. This don't feel like love. So it feels weird. it feels weird. When I'm at school, I love reading. Yes, I love that. You read 20 books? That's so good. Hey, Eric. I love you too, Travis. My dad went to seminary. Clearly didn't take. Good one, beneficent. But he liked going to retreats around. How old are you, beneficent? We're at 28. Oh. Yeah, a double tap, double tap. Oh, we're almost at 30 likes. Double tap, double tap, double tap the screen. Help us to like this live and also subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified each and every time we go live. I'm gonna make this a little smaller. It's so big on my screen. Oh my gosh. Don't look at all the trash over there. It's not my house. I can't show y'all that. Alright. Hold on. Good study Bibles. Good study Bibles explain missing passages. Explain why certain books are not included. I had a high school teacher that taught about the books that are not included. What did it say? Did it say, why did it say it got left out? Because the version I heard was completely different because it didn't fit the narrative of the way that people wanted to run society, so it had to go. That's the short story I got, which makes sense. Because school feels like prison. Hey, Joan. Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Sean. Oh, boss. Thank you for the sticker. Hey, Emmy. I'm still seeing 15 people from my YouTube. Oh, I agree with you because he loves you, and you are God's love and closer to Him. Amen. Been there. Oh, thank you, Robert. Thank you for agreeing with me. Hey, Sasha. Oh, my name is Jaslyn. I like that. Hey, Jaslyn. I read one pamphlet a year. What's the pamphlet on, Joan? Hey, Michael. Or a horse. There is truth even in the lie. I will 100% agree with that. There is truth in everything. It depends on what side you're looking at it from, you know? In the book, I read the book this year, The Courage to Be Disliked. And so, in The Courage to Be Disliked, he said, you're not special. He said, you didn't need to be normal. I was like, normal? I don't want to be normal. I want to be extraordinary. I was, no, you just need to be normal. I was like, I've never looked at it in that way. He's like, because when you think you're extraordinary, it's almost like placing too much. You're almost too hard on yourself, right? Because you're like, I gotta be perfect. I gotta do this. And I gotta do this. And you're reaching and grasping for straws. But if you were just normal, I'm just doing regular things, and I just want to do this because I'm gonna do this because I'm normal. I'm gonna do this because I'm normal. Then you get the momentum, and you actually do the things that you want to do because you're normal, as opposed to being like, I can only do this thing because I'm extraordinary. Does that make sense? So it's a different way of looking at the perspective in order to gain the momentum that you're wanting to gain. Hey, 5. You have me to keep me full. You look, remind me of a lady that lives in my neighborhood. Oh, thank you, Scrap Iron. You said name 10 books. I named several on this call tonight. You're gonna go back and watch the live. We could talk about books all day long. Thank you, AZ. Hey, Carl. I hope you brush your teeth. Because that aftertaste is nasty. The wine. Hey, Serenity. We live by the president. Reset. No one gets away with anything. That's it. Hey, user. In fact, we are told not to fear. Hey, Aubrey. Glad you're joining us. Hey, user. Beneficent 35. Okay. Shout out to our millennials. Oh, we made it to 30. Shout out to our millennials. I'm 39, so I love shouting us out. If you are a millennial, let me know so I can shout you out as well. Also, not sure how we got here, but don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content and the conversation that we're having tonight. I don't usually go too deep in religion and spirituality and stuff because people have very strong opinions on it. And I do like to keep it a little bit, even though we have deeper conversation, I do like to keep it a little bit more surface because it can get kind of heated. But tonight was a good conversation. And so if that's what God wants me to talk about, then that's what I'll do. But I always feel like every time I do one of these, then like the next day God be like, you know, that's why I like you. He'd be like, here's $2,000. Thank you. Thank you, Daddy. Okay, let's see here. It's very self-aware of you, I ask, because the enemy is shifty and he often attacks through war against our acts of service. He breaks us and it appears that we are removing ourselves from the place. It's so interesting to be on the other side of this. Like, I used to read, I'm getting back to my, not reading the chat, let me focus. Because I've been read, hold on, wait. Because I'm comfortable, Trey Sean. I'm also cold. I need to put this jacket back on. I know this is probably too Catholic for y'all, but I really enjoyed reading Aquinas and Augustine. Ooh, I may have to read that then. Let me pull that. Just never give up on God. Church can be, but God is everything. I agree. I think that's the part, Dewan, is that if I say I believe in God, but then people ask me, but do you believe in Jesus? And I'd be like, I believe in God, but do you believe in Jesus? And I'd be like, where? I'm going with the head. I'm going with the top. Now I do Christ consciousness, but I know what Christ consciousness entails, and I know what the intent was. When you say Jesus, I'm like, that's not the same intent as Christ consciousness, and it's skewed. So I'm gonna go with God, and that's when we had like that clash. And I don't have the clash with regular day people. It's usually people on YouTube that we go back and forth with about. Not necessarily, nothing crazy has happened. Thankfully, it's good discussion though. And I think when people come across me and they come across my live, at this point, it's something that it's something that almost like God needed you to hear it anyway. And that's kind of how it happened for me. Because I believe, I can't remember how I heard it, but I used to be like, no, that can't be true. That can't be true. And then God started to talk to me. It's almost like he pulled me to the side and he'd be like, hey, watch this. Or I'll be looking at a video on Instagram or something, and I'll see like a scripture or something. And then right after that, God will show me something else that kind of not negates that scripture, but it'll give me a different perspective. And I was like, oh, understandable. Like as soon as I read something that is a little off kilter from what God is trying to show me, he'll immediately show me something else that be like, I need you to get you back on track. I don't even need you to go over there. I need you to stay back over here. So he'll steer me back. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Whew. Whew. Almost got caught up for a second. Okay, thank you. Appreciate you. And that's how we ride out now. So I don't have that same fear. And so when people say, oh, be careful, be this, be that, I'm like, don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. I don't want none of those fears on me, because I know what fear does to people. It's like, allow me to just enjoy my life and do the things that I'm doing. And know that I'm in line with what God has for me. It may not look like what you are doing or what somebody else is doing, but if it feels good to you and you're resting and sleeping better at night, knowing that you've done what you feel good about, and you feel like you've done what your soul asked you to do and what your soul was called to do, then go with that. Go with that. So true. I am no better than no other man, but I hope to become the best version of me. Too much ego messes you up. Ooh, beneficent. Say it again. That ego will catch you every time. I have to remind myself, like, Aysia, is this ego, ma'am? Is this ego? I'm like, ooh, I want some. Is this ego? Okay, fine. I have to talk myself down quite a time. Every now and again. Hey, Des. Your hairline looks like a lot going on. I'm not even going to argue with you. Because when you twist it down, it looks cray. I wonder where I did with my twisty. I probably could twist them down too. Shout out to Dixon. Okay, let's see here. One book. Maybe one book this year. 2 chapters and I was done. That's it, Gabriel? That's it. I used to be like that. I used to not like reading at all until I realized that there were audiobooks, and then I feel like my life turned around. I was like, oh. More than not the narrative of was each her evaluated to list several characteristics as to whom was written in long term. Okay. Are you into genealogy? Not a lot. But I started wanting to go back into the study of words. But again, I was like, don't take on too much. Because now I got this new job and I'm learning Spanish. And I was like, I wanted to learn Swahili before. But I didn't finish Swahili. And I was like, now you're learning Spanish. But I am actively in a space where they speak Spanish. So I was like, okay, let's do that. And I don't want to take on too much, but I want to learn. Look at that. What are you doing? Why are you looking like this? Got me looking cray. Let me go to mom's room and get some pens. I tried to read, but I ended up falling asleep. Okay, so Gabriel, you gotta try audiobooks. Try audiobooks. I miss the 90s 50-year mortgages. Listen, beneficent. Doesn't that sound crazy? A 50-year mortgage is asinine. But I tell you what you do. If you get one of them crazy things, learn to double up at least once a year and pay one extra payment. I heard that from what do they call those people? Like an underwriter, I think. They say if you do one extra payment a year, can cut your mortgage down by like 10 years by doing one payment extra a year. So instead of doing 12 payments, do one for 30. You do 13 payments in 1 year, okay? To cut it down by half. Or 10. Well, if by 50-year mortgage, it'd probably cut it down by half. Thank you, Bobby. Contract to the black. Yes, Dawn. Everybody's different walks of life, and it all goes back to like just belief, culture, what you were experienced to, what you grew up with, and then people in general. Like I love just people listening and people watching and seeing like what got you here to this location, to this place. And most of it is there's so much psychology. We all feel like we're different, but we're all the same. That's why he talks about being normal. Because psychologically, we all are the same. We just had different backgrounds that get us to this place. Like, oh, this is why you're this way. Okay, yeah. Definitely daddy issues. It's definitely you had some stuff growing up. You definitely had a fear of being seen. You definitely I can definitely tell you were the oldest child. I can definitely tell you were the youngest. I can definitely tell you were the baby of the family because the way that you're, you know what I mean? Like everything goes back. There's so much data that, even like culture is like, okay, I know that because you grew up in the church, you're going to act this way most of the time. Most of the women are submissive, and most of the women do this and have these problems moving up, in relationships, having these problems in life, having these problems in society. I can see it in sales. I can tell like the people who are trying to sell something, and if they've said they've got their master's degree and they're doctors and stuff, and they're trying to sell something, they're not going to be good salespeople because they have reached the level of status where they're trying to talk to people on this level, and you sell to people on this level. You sell to people on the 3rd to 5th grade level. You're trying to talk to people on a master's degree, PhD level, and you're going so far over their head they're not even checking for you, right? So you can tell by the backgrounds that people have done how they got there. Here kind people belong in Africa. Hi, Solo. God bless you. We're walking around. Mm-hmm. That's it, Dawn. When I was, I used to teach this financial class, and I used to tell them, I said, once you learn this, it's almost as if everybody else is in the zoo and you got out. And so now you're walking around looking at them like they in the zoo. Like, I see you behind this glass. You don't want to, and you be like, I opened the door for you, but you don't want to come out. I'm like, listen, the door is open. All you got to do is walk through it. I'm literally in the zoo looking at you, looking at me. You don't want to walk through the door. And they're like, no, I'm good. Oh my goodness. I am so far behind because we were at 34 people watching. I'm definitely far behind with that. Okay. Well, you watch her too, guys. She's great. Thank you. Oh, you talking about the atheist lady? I have no idea. I think I so messed up when they changed the translation of it. Hey, Julian. Hey, Baylin. gotcha. Potato. How'd your other account get deleted? Look at this. Why you didn't tell me? It's just hanging out there like that. Hey, Fred. Is it weird that Amish life looks really amazing? Nope. I think Amish is pretty cool. Thank you, Tycee, Cammy. Etymology is crazy. I wish I was here the other day. Hey, Cammy. Hope you have a grand year. Thank you, Ernest. Hey, Danger. Hey, Fred. Hey, Kay. Hey, Angel. A lot of learning about etymology. Hey, Matt. Hey, FBA. Does anyone I didn't really believe in conspiracy theories until I remember going to an event in 2022, I think, and having a conversation with a guy who was really big into that. And I was like, dang, he's really far-fetched on these things. And I'll be darned if everything we ain't talk about I done seen on the other side of it. I was like, dang, I guess he knew his stuff. Because back then I was like very new to all this stuff. And I was like, okay. I was like, he is really out there. Then you realize, you're like, oh, no. He's awake. Hey, watch, I am very much in sales. Yes. So I do marketing, and then I am in the I'm doing high ticket sales now. And then I do dispatching. So that would be like our lower ticket sales. You're the mayor of Chicago. No, I'm not. What are your expectations for the new year? I expect to do a lot of traveling. I expect to do a lot more speaking. More public speaking. And more sales. Hey, Bruce. Hey, Swiss. That really always existed. Law of attraction. Ooh. People on the metro were stopping me because of my fashion shoes. Had an hour and a half commute home. Wow, beneficent. That's crazy. People will size you up though, yeah. Have you watched Stranger Things? Hey, Cade. Thank you, Garth. Uncut. Hey, Avery. Hey, Noah. Contrast. Hey, Contrast. Hey, Phil. We take you as Thank you. You see this, right? Look, thank you.
You open those yet?
She told me you ain't opened these yet. Look, I still ain't finished these. I'm just full. She's like, you ain't open these yet?
What y'all get to telling my business? You wild.
I'm still alive.
Are you?
I'm still alive, yeah. We had a good conversation tonight.
But what?
Just kind of like how, well, somebody asked me like how I got here. When I say here, no, not like Florida, just like how I got to my journey of like,
Doing this?
no, like, I forget, it was the one had asked the question. Kind of like spirituality, like my journey here. Like he said, did I leave because I was angry at the church or because I was mad or something like that? He was kind of, how did you get to this point?
What was your answer?
It was a very long answer. Look, it's a very long answer. I just got finished answering it. It took me an hour. Anyway. No, but long story short.
Everything grew up on.
No, but I was explaining what I was saying to them. And I said, I worked at church for a very long time. And I was always in church. And I was like, even though I did all the things, I was assuming that if I did all these things, I was going to get closer to God. But I never heard him. It wasn't until I left church that I actually heard from God. God talks to me so clearly. I hear everything he says now. And so now I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't have to do this. He's like, no, you didn't need to do this or this or this or this or that to feel. He's like, I would never want you to fear me. I would never want you to be that type of person.
But you explained to them that's your experience.
That's what I told them. I said everybody's different. You know, they were talking about some people who start off atheists and now they're in church and they're devoted. And I was like, that's fine. I was like, yeah, everybody has a different experience to get you where you got. And I said, I found there was a guy on here. His name is Scorpion, and he's atheist. And it never occurred to me that how people became atheists, and it was only because he was in religion first. And he was like, after he had started reading the stuff and looking in the doctrine, he was like, oh, this is not it. And so that's how he got to the atheist part. It was so interesting.
Okay, I went down. Okay, go back. I don't mean to distract y'all.
Hey, Eric, do you ever go live from work?
You consider yourself
Could you do a video
atheist?
on high? No, I don't consider myself an atheist. No, I'm very much a God. But when I say God, people say, but when I say God, people are like, do you believe in Jesus? And I say, I believe in God, but do you believe in Jesus? I'm like, it has to be their narrative. Like, it has to be exactly the way in their mind that they envision it, or something else. I'm like, no, I don't think that way. I don't even pray. When I pray, I don't say in Jesus' name anymore. I say in God's name. That's what feels good to me. That's what I resonate with. That's what moves the needle in my brain and in my life. To me, Jesus, I'm not saying he doesn't exist. To me, Jesus is my older brother.
Okay,
That's the way I envision him. And I tell him about Christ consciousness. See what's up there. Anywhere. So high ticket could be anywhere from, like, you generally get anywhere from 10 to 12% commission on high ticket. So most of the offers usually will be around 5K. So if you close a 5K offer, then you'll get 500. And it goes up from there. But there are several different ones, several different programs. Like if you're on, there are a lot of people on fitness offers. There are a lot of people, and they're just all different niches, right? You have real estate, you have insurance, you have business, you have AI, you have social media, right? You have people who are building their businesses. So you have several different areas of high ticket that you could get into. And so it's usually kind of what you put in is what you get out. So we have ladies that we call them psycho girls. And one of them just closed. She did 70K this month. $70,000 in a month. That's goals right there. That's goals. So you can, but it also is quality and quantity. The amount of calls you take, the better you get at it, and then the quality of the leads that you get. Hey, Mega. Oh, my eyes. Thank you. Appreciate you. I got coal in them. All right. Let's see here. Oh, beneficent. My mom sounds sweet. Yeah. Hey, amazing. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Scrap Iron. Yeah, it's 12:58. Oh my gosh, almost 1 o'clock. Oh goodness, we got to get off of here. I don't know if I read all your comments. I love you. Hey Lexi. Hey Contrast. Hey Meg. Mom does not want to be on camera. If you notice, most of the people that I hang around with don't want y'all to see them on camera. I'm the only one who wants to do communication, okay? Let me tell you that. I am the only one. They don't mind saying little things back and forth. Like you remember Charlie Brown? You never seen Charlie Brown, mama? You just know want. That's my people. That's my people. You seen Big Bang Theory. You ain't never seen What You Call Mama. This one right here. It's not. Hey Abdullah. Hey Emily. I don't really like New Year's resolutions because it's hard to start things in the dead of winter. So I would just say to continue what I'm doing. I will continue what I'm doing, and then in the spring, if we want to change it up and do something different, then we'll do it. Thank you, Marielle. I can't stand. Hey, Dirty. Where did you say it? So my sales class is from Shelby, and it's all female. By the way, that's why I like it, because the space that I'm in is very heavily male based, right? Especially in entertainment, right? Entertainment industry, doing concerts and stuff, they're all male promoters. All of them. Most of the time, there are very few female promoters. And even if they are female promoters, usually they have the boss is male or something. And when I was like, you know what, everything is the industries that I like, even when I was DJing, most of DJs are men. So most of the things that I like are very male dominated spaces. And I found myself feeling very nervous to sell to like an alpha male and stuff like that. And I liked her delivery because it was the way she said it, but then also the fact that it was like, you're not supposed to be able to sound like a man. You're not a man. I was like, thank you for saying that. I'm not supposed to be like, so you want it or not, bro? I'm like, I don't talk like that. That's not my language. That's not my lingo. That's not the way I talk. Even when I do my dispatching now for my job now, that part makes me, I don't like fight for the sale for some of that stuff. And it's like, I don't like the race to the bottom. So what I'm doing now is I'm helping people who are calling in. They need, they're having, car problems or whatever. And so they'll call in, and so they'll need quotes and stuff like that. And it was like, well, just make the sale. And I'm like, listen, if I'm just making the sale, that's a headache to me, because I'm also aware that when you do something for less than you were supposed to do it for, and you make it cheaper, those are the clients that give you the most hassle. The cheaper that you make it, the more hassle that they give you. And so the person who's giving me the hearts, they understand it very well. If you lower your standards, they are going to bring you the most havoc. They're going to wreak the most havoc because it tells you you were never supposed to go that low. You are not supposed to fall into that trap. That's like a race to the bottom. And when you race to the bottom, you get stuck at the bottom. And now you're scrapping to get back to the top. So we don't do that. So when somebody said, well, okay, that's as low as you can go. That's it. No, this is more. So I don't particularly care for that. So what I've been doing in the meantime is I was like, okay, then we have to figure out a way to bring them up, to make this, even though this is more of a lower ticket, this is just sales. It's not really a ticket at all. It's just sales. And I was like, I probably could close these people, but I don't care to. And that's the problem. But because I don't care to, I would need to get them more business offers through business. Right now, they're business to consumer. I would rather them be business to business. That way you take out the consumer part of it and the nickel and diming part of it. Because if you go business to business, the business already knows that they need somebody. You just address their pain points, what they need to fix, and how soon you could fix it for them, and how you can get it out of their hair so they don't have to deal with it. And they'll say, okay, cool, where do we sign? Right? And the way the business model is set up is the business, it doesn't really have to come out of pocket. Now, if they want like 24-hour surveillance, 24-hour around the clock, then maybe they pay for that. But if they just like once or twice, maybe 3 or 4 times a week, we can handle that, and they don't have to come out of pocket for anything. They'll love that. That's easier for me to sell in my brain, and that makes more sense to me from a high ticket perspective than to fight tooth and nail for somebody to pay pennies, because they don't find the value in it. And if somebody doesn't find the value in what you offer, they're not going to buy it anyway. That's the number one takeaway. Like, if somebody doesn't find the value in what you offer, they will never buy it anyway. So you have to create the value. In contrast, what am I doing for New Year's? Probably just this. What you doing for New Year's? You must have left it in the room.
I must have.
I don't know why you would have brought it out here anyway.
Yeah.
You want some more? She just sat down. So you want some more? She was like, now she has her own bag. Look. She said, now we went to the store yesterday. I bought a bag. She bought a bag. She said, her been gone. That was just. Said her been gone, ma'am. It was just yesterday. Oh goodness. Am I crazy? I most mattress stores. I'm not sure, Beneficent. You might know more than I do. They might be hiding it right underneath the mattress.
I have a question for you.
Okay. Question for me or for them?
I don't know.
For all of us? Okay.
My professor in college asks us this every week.
Hey, Jason. I bet you do, Jason. I'm glad. What'd you say, Mama?
We should ask us this every week. I think it's like, if you could do anything you want to do, and be anything you want to be.
Expert, just do one book a year. God.
What would we be? What would you do if money was no object?
What would I do? What would I be if money was no object?
Ask them.
Oh, Mom said, what would you do and what would you be if money was no object? Let me just go. Thank you, Dewan. Let me see. I got to scroll down because I'm so far back in this chat.
Whatever you want to do. Money was not out.
A watch. I did live in Atlanta. I can't even remember. I didn't go out to eat enough, but I feel like the one place that I really loved was that Big Dave cheesesteaks. That salmon egg roll was everything. That's the only thing I feel like I miss when I stop eating meat. Oh my god, that was so good. I like her that way.
I take doctors and told myself what.
All right, let me scroll down. Oh wow. Okay. If money was no object, I would be camping in the woods. Dewan said, "I would live life. Live life I truly want to live." What does that mean, Dewan? Remember in our book it says outwitting the devil. What does that mean though? That's a very blanket statement. You would travel. Yeah, I would travel. I still want to do Thailand. I want to do Vietnam. I want to do Greece. I want to do Italy. I would like to be on stage. Literally, physically. Like, I said this to somebody like 2 years, maybe 2 years ago now. And he said, "Where do you envision yourself?" I said, "I literally envision myself like on a stage in front of thousands of people, like speaking.
TED Talk.
Maybe like a TED Talk or something, yeah."
You can do that.
And so this is what started me on this. I said, well, maybe if I get comfortable with this first, then by the time I get to large stages, it may be very comfortable. And because I'm already a people person, because I'm already a people person, I think by the time I feel really comfortable being on stage, it may be so magnetic to me that it's addictive. You know what I mean? Like people are like addicted
Yeah.
to just being among so many people, because it probably is just gonna be, because I'm communication anyway, it's probably gonna be like, oh, this, I know I'm supposed to have been here. Like that was the
Michael
piece.
Jackson
I
said
should
the
have
only
been
place
here.
he felt at home was on stage.
I feel like that's gonna be it. Like I'm gonna be like nervous, and I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be here. All this. That's why everything else didn't fit. Because this is the thing I was meant to do. I feel 100% like that's it. What is that, Mom? I feel like I ate. Oh my gosh! What is that? It's like a. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, Angel. Let's see if I catch the stream tomorrow. And get 2 in a row for the first time forever. Oh, contrast. I hope so. I would like to, okay, let me see here. Hey, Tim. Hey, Macy. I would help the poor and try not to let money corrupt me.
That's good.
Oh, excuse me. You can help the poor now.
Well, all those things, maybe that was the message. You could do
But
those things now.
because I feel like people say that people say it a lot. Like, when I have more money, I can help. But you can help now. And then, but if you are you, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Let me just not word it then. Let me just go into something else. The need for a career has driven me to some dark places. As I get older, family is all that matters. Okay. That's fair. Yeah. Yep. Because I help my kids in Kenya, and I don't spend a lot of money with that. I only give them like $5-10 a month.
Now about Kenya now.
Huh?
You're doing a lot of commercials now about people over there in Kenya helping people in Kenya. I'm not like missionaries. Like missionaries. I said one about the Asian
You said what?
I said I wanted to be one if I see Asian in any of those commercials.
Oh, me? It's possible. They keep saying when I'm going back over there. My friend went over there, but she got sick last time she went. I haven't finished even one. Will I read a book? Did I finish this year or no? If you start out reading one book and read like one page a day, you'll finish the book in a year.
Oh, yeah, we going to start reading the Bible at the church 15 minutes a day. Take money up 15 minutes a day. What did he say about putting the book?
So we have 15 people. So the question was, how many books did you read this year? We had 31% say one book. 23% said 2 to 5 books. 12% said 5 to 10. And 35% said 11 or more.
Oh, nice. Eight readers.
Okay.
How many did you read?
Off the top of my head, I'm thinking like 8 that I can think of. It might be more than that though, because I try not to rush through them. I used to just go boom, 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 but now I want to take the time to like remember what I read. And on this channel here, I've read them 4 books. 4 books. So, we've read Outwitting the Devil. We're reading Outwitting the Devil. Before that, I read The Science of Getting Rich. Before that, I read had The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. Then I used to read them this red book called Talk Sense to Yourself. Then I read Leveraging the Universe. I read The Greatest Salesman. I'm not lost count. How many did I say? Then I read
Do books of the Bible count? Not the whole Bible, but the different books in the Bible.
She's throwing me off of my numbers. Hold on. Then the dang, I forgot what book I was just about to say. I said it to y'all earlier, but I forget what I said now. What you saying?
It'll come back.
That's right. No, it's
Do the books of the Bible count as, a book as opposed to reading the whole Bible?
I feel like the Bible is one book.
But it's not. It's 66 different books in the Bible.
Okay, so how many books did you read?
I'm just asking.
So how many books in the Bible
this
did you
year?
read?
This year I didn't. But I have others.
So I'm going to say this to you because I don't think I've ever said this to anybody. I don't think I've ever said this to anybody, but I'm going to say it to you because you're a Cancer. And I want you to remember this afterwards. From the time you read right now, when you read the Bible in a year, tell me if your life starts to wreak havoc. Because I feel like no, you haven't started yet. But from the people that I've listened to have left, no, I'm asking you, like, as you think about it, like, as you read, because I feel like when people have read the Bible in a year, like, they'll talk about them, like, man, the craziest thing happened to me. I'm like, yeah, you should stop reading. I think because you read so much, and so much of it is very traumatic. A lot of the books in the Bible are traumatic. So as you read it, if your life starts to get a little crazy, I just want you to take a week off. And then sit with it and then go back to it and see if anything changes.
I think you need to watch yourself.
I'm asking. Everything when we talk, we call it spelling, right? Everything you say is a spell. So even if you're reading the Bible, you're reading the spell. The spell is...
I told you need to offer disclaimer these things. You keep talking to people like you're some kind of expert. And
you can test it out. You can test the theory. You can test the theory.
I haven't tested.
They didn't believe Jesus either.
Well, I have tested God and see, but things gonna happen in life. Period. No matter what book you read or don't read, or that's life.
Not necessarily.
Everybody's gonna experience life.
It doesn't have to be traumatic. It doesn't have to be
Right, so why are you
very
saying that?
heavy. That's what I'm asking you. As you read,
You're suggesting that.
as you read it,
No, I'm not going to do that.
you're not going.
Do what you just said.
You'll
Look for
keep
something
reading.
bad to happen.
I'm not
Just
saying
because I'm reading.
no. I don't want you anything bad to happen. If things are out of the normal, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're reading, things are out of the normal.
That's life. Pass me the
And she continues. Yeah, you just eat them. You just eat them. You can have them. The scariest thing about success is validation, and any happiness people give you is never truly yours. Ooh. I live in a way that's in service of my family and very little wants. When I unlock this new level of life, I will afford myself more time, more future.
Can everybody read the same thing you read?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why you don't read out loud.
Hmm?
That's why you don't read out loud so everybody.
I know, but I'm so far behind. So like I skipped forward just to answer your question so that I could see what they're reading. But they're as we're talking, they're steady writing. So that's why I don't try to read because I'm too far behind. There's nothing to it's like everybody's going to bed. It's late. Like minimalism. Ba, 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 ba. And she took. I know she didn't take. She left me a little bit. Let me see how much she left me. We got a little bit in there. So these are everybody's favorites. These are everybody's favorites. Most of the New Testament is used to be recited. It's used to. Heather. Hey, Sarah. As you on my side profile. And I need a little bit more edges to do a side profile. I need to work on my edges. Hey, Florent. You can talk into life. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, so like as I said that, I was like, I would like it to be almost like an experiment because I know what I feel and I know what I can see visually. And because, right, and I like to say because Geminis are two souls in one, right? I feel different things as people read things and people say things to me. I feel their energy in what they're doing when they're having these experiences. And the people that I've seen who have gone through the Bible in a year, I've seen the chaos that has ensued. Not to say it's a bad thing. It could be that you get out all of the bad stuff up front and then you reap the benefits on the back end. Or everything goes chaotic so that you can get closer to God, right? So I see the differences in all of it. But I'm just saying, like, there's another book that I read. It's called, I forgot I read that book too. See? Wait a minute. How many books did I read this year? Oh, man. The Courage to Be Disliked is the one I couldn't remember when she was here. And then I read Julian Cameron's book. That was the very first book we read in the new year. I think it was the Living the Artist Way, I think. Is what we read. And I feel like it was another book. Then we read Worthy. Was it Worthy? I think it was Worthy. I read a lot of books this year. But anyway. So yeah. Double tap that screen. Help us to like this live and also subscribe. It's funny. Most of my favorite books are by dead men. It feels like one-sided conversations. Some of us are conflicted and very. Oh my gosh! I wish I had. Like maybe it's the way that I'm saying it, or maybe the way that I'm wording it. But I see it so often, and I can't. I wish I could almost like I wish it could be like an experiment where I place people in various parts of life and be like read the Bible and see like the outcomes that you would go through. Okay, I'm like, you don't see it. You don't see it. Okay. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Because when I read, so there's a book called The Artist's Way. There's two. There's The Artist's Way and Living the Artist's Way. So Living the Artist's Way is what I read this year, but it's a completely different book from The Artist's Way. Same art, same author, two completely different books. But they're one in the same because she wrote both of them, right? And when you read The Artist's Way, it comes off as the cutest little light-hearted book, but I promise you it's like Jumanji. It seems very light-hearted, and as you go through the book, they tell you to read the book in pairs, or because it's about to be a new year, I would tell y'all to read it, but I'm not sure if you're ready for it because it goes very deep. And it seems very shallow and very superficial, but it will have you like, what is going on? And I realized from that book, that's how, and it's not necessarily, there may be a couple scriptures in there, but it's not a biblical based book or anything like that either. But I remember going through that book, and I remember how much my life was changing through that particular book. And so doing the Bible in a year reminds me of something similar to that book. And there's a chapter, that particular book, it's a weekly book. Like you read a chapter a week, so you're supposed to finish it within 12 weeks. They say they do not recommend that you rush that because just what I said, you need time to process and your body needs time to go through all of those emotions. And there are tasks in the end of the book, and there are things to write down. There are things to like homework assignments in it. And so like when you read a book like that and you study in groups, you need that time to decompress because a lot of stuff will flood to the surface. I can't remember what week it is, but she was like, hey, and this week I don't want you to read anything. I don't want you to be inundated with anything. I just want you just be mindful, just be calm. Don't, because we have a tendency to just like keep going, but just sit with the fact of doing nothing or listening to anything and just hearing God, just being in the silence. And when I did that, I was like, oh my God, it was so peaceful. It was so peaceful. I was like, this is nice. So that's why I was telling Mom, I said, hey, if you read and it gets crazy, just take a week off. And so, of course, she didn't receive it that way. But it could be the way that I expressed it because we're always working on communication. My communication can come off a little harsh. But, yeah. We shall see. Living as a pariah taught me compassion. I was a better person when I was suffering. Wow. Wow. Hey, Bushman. Tap out. You tired now, Sean? You pray for strength and God gives you heavy burdens to make you stronger. Right. But that part, beneficent, right? That part where when you ask for something and God gives you something outside of what you think. I like to redirect that though, because I don't want it to be hard. Me and God had this conversation. It's like, I didn't ask for it to be hard or difficult. It's not in the way that I wanted it to be or to look, but it's not difficult. It's not hard. I don't like the word hard. I don't like the word difficult. I just think it's a mindset shift. I do think that's that part, flipping that switch in our brain to get our brain to think differently. Because if I think it's going to be hard, then it will be hard. Then I'm not going to do it. Then it's going to be an uphill battle. But if I think it's easier, then I am overthinking it in my brain. And if I move past that, because a lot of the things I've been frustrated for 2 weeks, right, at my job. Because every time this particular app pays you through the app, and every time I try to use to get the money, I could never get it. And I was like, what is going on? And so the people I work with were getting frustrated, and it was like, you know what, forget it, just this and that. And I was like, hey, it's not them. They were getting really upset with the companies, and I was like, it's not the company, it's just the way they handle things. And I was like, if everybody else can do it, we can do it. And I was like, I'm not dumb by any means. So I know that there's another way that this can be done. And sure enough, I was like, you know what? I kept going around the circle and kept trying to figure out from everybody else how to do the thing. And so I was like, I should just call the company and talk to them and say, how do I do this? How do I walk through this? Because I kept going through all the companies and asking the company how to go through it, through the various companies. Just go through the actual company who created it. Let me ask you the question. And so sure enough, I did that. And the lady walked me through it. And I was like, oh, that wasn't that bad. I can do this. And so that's all. That's all I'm saying. That just a lot of the things that we stress about and we spend all this time and all these weeks and all these months and years worrying about, by the time you just sit down and figure out, hey, what's the best way for me to ask this question? What's the best answer? And what's the quickest for me to get there? It goes by so much faster. That's all. We just overthink stuff for so long until we just either burn ourselves out or we just get so frustrated we're like, forget about it. But a lot of things, if we just take the time and just breathe through, okay, hey, I am a little uncomfortable, but this is the only thing, that was the only thing I wanted to work on today. I said, I got to figure out how to make this work because we have like $1,000 in this account and I have not been able to get it out. I just need to figure out how to do it. And that was the only thing. And so even today, I didn't do a lot of things, but that one thing I did made me feel very successful today because I figured it out. So that's all. Okay, let me get off of here. I love y'all. We have been talking for a very long time. Oh my goodness, I can't lie. You must be one of the first real 10. Oh, thank you, Silver Snake. No tapping your likes. Tap, 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 tap. Send me some hearts. I love when I see all the hearts. I love the hearts. Tap, 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 tap. Send me some hearts. What time do you start work? I start, technically, this phone will go off anywhere between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m., which is why I said I'm remote, but I'm not remote because I'm not, I'm remote, I'm flexible, but 7 to 10 is a very large window. I don't like that. And then I have to physically be at work around 9. Oh, thank you, Garth. So the 2 things that I said I didn't want is the 2 things that I'm doing right now. Like, I don't like phones. I'm not a phone person like that. And I don't like a standard 9 to 5. And so that's why I said these things I'm not a fan of, but I'm going to do them because I said it. There's a time limit though, and I'm going to stick to that time limit. I love you too, Sean. I love you. Hey, Jim. Yes, we're going to get off here. Okay, so how many books did you read this year? We have, let me end the poll so we can see. Perfect. We had 192 votes. Wow, I've been talking a lot. I didn't even know. Did Robert came on for like a second, right? Robert was here, or did I make that up? Did I see Robert tonight? I think so. Okay, how many books did you read this year? 11 or more. 35%, 11 or more. So I think I read like 11. I think if I tally them up, I'm probably right. Closer to 10 or 11. And then we had one person, 30% say one book, 23% say 2 to 5 books, and then 12% say 5 to 10. Okay, so yeah, so Robert was here. Okay, cool, cool, cool. K-Dot say yo, Sean said too. Okay, listen, hey, I'm not upset about it. I'm glad you're reading. Just know that reading is fundamental, fun and mental. And a lot of things are hidden in plain sight. So the things that can help you get to the next level in your life that you want to get to are literally right, like in a book. Like I should go through all. You should go. I probably if you were to go through all the books, and it was like the money is in the book. It's probably literally like physical money in the book, because the more you read, the more you realize how many books overlap, and so the people that are at the level that you want to get to have already read all the books that you are reading now, and that's how they got there. So there's not a like a one straight way path to get there, but if you've read the books that they've read and they start to overlap, you start to realize, okay, that's how they got there. That's how they got there. And when you get to those networking events and you get to those conferences and you see them and you talk with them and you talk about the books that you've read, that's what keeps you in the circles, right? Because you're like, wow, you read that book too? I read that book, and what did you think about that? And what did you think about that? You're like, oh my God, these are my people. So we get excited when, or don't you get excited like you do on, like, don't you get excited when you read a book that somebody else read? You're like, me too. I like that book too. That was good. Yeah, that's how you know you're in the right room. How was your holiday? Hey DeAndre, my holiday was good. How you doing? I'm good. Common denominators, yes. Type of books you like. I like I like self-help books, and like a tiny bit of fiction, but most of my fiction is more like the Alchemist type fiction, but very much inspirational type, inspirational or self-help. Like, I really enjoy Leveraging the Universe. Leveraging the Universe is really good, where it gives you like different quotes from the universe, which I think is really cool. That's a short read. Now, you cannot get that on Audible, just so you know, because I bought it on Audible and it was his live sermons or live speeches, and it's not the same as the actual book, so don't do that. I also read God Worked Through Faith. I bought it 3 times because every run was different. It's 3 chapters in the book. It's only about 100 pages, but it's 3 chapters. In the first book I read, it only had 1 chapter or 2 chapters. Then the second book I got was the same. So then I took 1 book to Kenya, and then yeah, I don't know, man. Did I? Sheesh. Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, we read a lot over here. Thank you. Hey, Zavante. Yes, books and clubs are great. Good book you recommend. K.I. Oh my God, you're so good. Thank you, May May. So I like, if you're like an avid reader, Emergence is a really good book, especially if you're a male. I read that, as a female, but it was a male book. But he talked about his life, and he kind of goes like in and out of like storytelling through. Now I got that on Audible. I'm sure it would be probably even better if you read it in the book, but I got on Audible, and I like ones where they actually use their own voices, right? And he goes in and out through like his struggles and then his life and then how he's emerging through all the things that are happening to him. So I thought that was really good. Emergence was good. And then somebody told me to read The Greatest Salesman. That was good. Q told me to read that. I read that this year too. It's an older book though. It's kind of like The Richest Man in Babylon. I would kind of put them two and two together. The Courage to Be Disliked is the one I think that everybody should read. And talks about how that kind of pairs really good with the book Talk Sense to Yourself. How a lot of things we say are more so our emotions and less so somebody else. Like saying, oh, you made me do this. Well, nobody really made you do that. You already wanted to do that. And so you use that to your you use that as an excuse, but it was your emotions, it was your ego that did those things. And so it's kind of an adjustment. So the Courage to Be Disliked and Talk Sense to Yourself give you that ego adjustment to get you kind of back in line with your, like, hey, let's focus, because it's nobody else's fault but yours, right? You can't blame nobody else for that. You can't blame nobody else for your feelings. If you're angry, upset, or outraged, those are your feelings that need to be dealt with. And the only reason why you're angry or upset because you didn't put the boundaries in place and you didn't express yourself in the way that you wanted to. And so now that you're angry on the backside, but if you had said something up front, you would feel so much better. Like the conversation that I had with my mother 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I would never have said that to her, because I would have been too much in my religious area and boundaries, and like, oh, I can't say that to my mother. I can't say this. I can't do that. And I would have been very nervous to say it, or I wouldn't have said it at all. It's times have changed. Okay, Full Sail, you do what you want to do. It's yours. Somewhere I have a list of all the books I read. I started to do that, and then I got to like 100 in, and I was like, yeah, and because I'm traveling, that's why I do more audiobooks and stuff. I feel like I want to get a Kindle, but I don't know. I'm in between the Kindle. I was like, should I get a Kindle? Maybe. I would love by the time I get situated, I would love a library. And I used to look at people, I was like, oh my gosh, these libraries, like Beauty and the Beast. And she had this library. And so now I'm like fascinated by libraries. I love a good library. I can't go to the library like I want to because of this phone. But listen, the way me and life, I could live in a library. I feel like have you ever heard the Akashic records? They say it's the all of your past lives, all of your karmic lessons, and all that are in the Akashic records, right? I truly feel like the Akashic records are probably like underneath the libraries. Gotta be. Because every time I go into a library, I feel like I've plugged in somewhere. Almost as if I used to work at an Akashic Records way back in a previous lifetime or something. And so every time I find me a library, I'm like, oh, this is so good. I could just sit there, even if I'm just like like if not reading or on my computer or something, just being in the library, it does something to me. It's like the same thing like when I stand underneath a tree or put my feet in the ground and sit underneath a tree. I feel that same connection when I'm in the library. So, yeah. Okay. It's 1:40. Oh my God. I love you. Y'all have. I love y'all so much. I gotta go. As always, my name is Aysia Smiles. Keep smiling, keep shining. You got this. Dreams come true. Not free. You just need a little bit of what? Elbow grease. I love you. 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 I love you so much. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Remember, your homework is always the same. Tell yourself I love you in the mirror for 1 minute every single day. It may feel weird. It may feel cringy. It may even make you cry. Guess what? Do it anyway. All work works. It either works on you or works for you, but it works. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified each and every single time that we go live. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified the next time we do this. Peace. Bye.